Section 5, Regional Organizations 2, the Arab League. Introduction. This study session will let you understand one other regional international organization, the Arab League. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to know the composition and peculiarities of the Arab League, the aims and objectives of the Arab League, the achievements of the Arab League, and the implications or effects of the Arab League on Africa. The formation of the Arab League. The Arab League is an association of independent Arab states formed in Cairo in 1945, shortly after the Second World War. The League is made up of some countries in east of the Mediterranean. Example: the Middle East and North Africa. Countries made up of people originally inhabiting the Arabian Peninsula in the 7th and 8th centuries. The Arab League was originally made up of 7 independent states, namely Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Yemen. Later, other members, namely Algeria, Bahrain, Kuwait, Libya, Morocco, Oman, Qatar, Sudan, Tunisia, the Union of Arab Emirates, Mauritania, Somalia, Djibouti, Palestine, Comoros, joined in 2003. Eritrea, an Arab country, joined the League as an observer. Since then, the League opened observer status for non-Arabs who wish to participate in the activities of the League. From 2004 to 2007, countries such as Armenia, Chad, Turkey, Venezuela, and India acquired an observer status in the League. There are indications that perhaps Russia and Iran will soon join the League as observers. From the membership of the Arab League, it is clear that the members are not drawn from one geographical region like the AU. Geographically, some of the members are Africans, while culturally they are Arab Africans, hence Arabs with a difference. Others are Arabs both geographically and culturally, hence they are pure Arabs. The extent to which some African Arabs are in cultural homogeneity with the pure Arabs is questionable. For example, former Southern Sudan, now independent state of South Sudan, have closer physical characteristics and spiritual affinity with the peoples of Africa south of the Sahara than the Arab world. In fact, the views have been expressed that no one in Arabia or in the other countries of the Arab world recognizes them as lost Arabs who will be readily received into the home of their ancestors. The discussion above on membership has some implications, essentially a negative one to Africa and the African Union, AU. We shall discuss these shortly. Reasons for the formation of the Arab League. Why was the Arab League formed? What are its objectives? The Arab League, like other international organizations, was formed to further cultural, economic, military, political, and social cooperations of member states, in this case, among the Arab states. Initially, their coming together, as Tunde Adeniran noted, was necessitated by the need to present a common front for opposition against British and French colonization, and secondly, to ensure that a Jewish state, that is, Israel, was not created in Palestine. Essentially then, two common interests namely the need for anti-social struggle and opposition to the establishment of Jewish state of Palestine led to its formation. Put succinctly, the main objectives of the Arab League as contained in its charter are: A. To strengthen the ties between the participating states. B. To coordinate the political programs of member states in such a way to effect real collaboration between them. C. To preserve their independence and sovereignty. D. Coordinating members' foreign policy. E. Outlawing the use of force among members and helping to settle conflicts between members peacefully. F. Advancing economic and financial development and integration. G. Preserving culture and developing education. H. Supporting Palestine. I. Promoting Arab security. So, as we have noted earlier, the League aims at promoting and defending the interests and unity of Arab countries. In-text questions. The Arab League's Syria test. Jonathan Masters, November 15, 2011. The Arab League has decided to suspend Syrian membership and impose political economic sanctions starting on the 16th of November 2011 if the government of Bashar al-Assad fails to abide by the terms of a November 2, 2011. The Assad regime has continued its crackdown on protesters since agreeing to the plan, killing dozens of activists in recent days. The bloodshed has drawn increasing censure from the region, with Jordan's King Abdullah becoming the first Arab leader to call for Assad to step down. 1. By suspending Syria, the Arab League was fulfilling her mandate of ensuring: A. Non-interference of Arab affairs by the West. B. Punishing erring states. C. Promoting Arab security. D. Coordinating members' foreign policy. 2. The title of the passage, The Arab League's Syria Test, and the content suggest that: A. The League has lost credibility. B. The League is finding her voice. C. The League is very relevant. D. The League is a stooge of the West. Feedbacks on the in-text questions. 1. The correct answer is C. If you chose option A, B, or D, then you are incorrect, because among the various objectives of the League, which is contained in its charter, is her goal of ensuring that the security of Arabs within and outside the region is guaranteed. However, Syrian government's actions went contrary to their stated objectives. 2. The correct answer is B. If you chose option A, C, or D, then you are incorrect, because previously scholars and observers are of the view that the League has lost credibility and relevance. However, the League's position on the Syrian conflict dispelled these beliefs and assertions. Organizational structure of the Arab League. In order to facilitate the attainment of its objectives, the Charter of the League established the League Council, a permanent secretariat with Cairo at its headquarters, special permanent committees of the League Council, specialized ministerial councils, and most recently, the Arab Parliament, the Arab League Council. The League Council is regarded as the organization's supreme authority. It is made up of representatives of the member states. Each member state has only one vote, while decisions are binding only for those states that have voted for them. The League Council is the highest deliberative and decision-making body of the organization, while the various committees, with members drawn from member states, recommend policy issues to the Council that takes the final decision. The committees also discuss varying matters referred to them by the Council. The Council meets twice a year, in March and September, at the headquarters of the League in Cairo, Egypt. However, extraordinary sessions can be requested by 2 or more members or by the League's Secretary General and approved by 1/3 of the League's members. Special Permanent Committees of the League Council. The Special Permanent Committee of the League Council is made up of a small number of ministers from member states, including technical staff. This committee advises the League Council and also implements the decisions of the Council made at summits. Specialized Ministerial Councils. This organ comprised relevant government ministers from among member states. Their statutory obligation entails the formulation and promotion of policies in specialized sectors. For instance, health, environment, housing, and sports sectors. Office of the Secretary General, SG. Article 12 of the Charter of the League made provision for the office of the Secretary General, which shall have the rank of an ambassador and will be appointed by 2/3 majority vote among League members. The Secretary General, who is assisted by an Assistant Secretary General, provides the day-to-day administrative function of the League. The SG brings to the attention of the League's Council anything that may cause frosty relationship among member states. The Secretary General ensures that the decisions reached by the League's Council are carried out. The powers of the Secretary General have grown tremendously in recent times due to the role of the SG in representing the League in all international platforms and manage Arab positions on major international issues. Arab Parliament. The Arab Parliament was established in 2005 and it comprises members who are drawn from the legislative houses of each state. Each state is represented by 4 members. The Parliament thus has 88 seats. The Parliament is located in Syria and members meet twice a year. The Parliament does not have lawmaking powers, but can only discuss political, economic, and social issues and give opinions on issues that the League Council convey to it. However, the Parliament has been very active. In 2006, it asked Ethiopia and the United Nations Security Council to withdraw its presence in Somalia. Other specialized organizations that are affiliated with the Arab League include the Arab Labour Organization, the Arab Organization for Agricultural Development, the Arab Satellite Communications Organization, Arab Unions. Has the Arab League achieved its objectives? To what extent has the Arab League attained its objectives? The League, since its formation, has recorded some success in the attainment of its objectives. However, we shall find out that some of these achievements have negative effects on Africa and in some cases on world peace. Some of the achievements are: A. The Arab League has succeeded to some extent in supporting the Palestinian people, although the Middle East crisis still continues. One of such policies was the League conferring full status and a vote on the representative of the Palestinian people, despite the fact that he was not a signatory to the association's charter, and more importantly, he represented no formal state or government. This is a remarkable development if one notes that the Arab League is an association of independent Arab states. B. Egypt, an African state, one of the founding members of the Arab League, and later Arab League as a body, championed the demand for Algerian and North African, that is, Libya, Tunisia, Morocco, Sudan, liberty. They made these states aware of the danger of continuous French colonialism and soon brought them into open opposition with France. So it could be said that the League, as then composed, assisted the now independent Arab states in their independence struggle, leading to their independence. The Arab League specifically demanded for the independence of Libya. All the countries that secured their independence eventually joined the Arab League. This makes the League stronger. C. Although the Arab League failed to prevent the creation of the State of Israel, especially in the first few years of its existence, the League nevertheless continues to boycott Israel and all companies trading with Israel. It has also succeeded through its African members to get African states through the defunct OAU, now AU, to break diplomatic relationship with Israel, especially on Middle East crisis. D. The Arab League was able to promote some economic development and cooperation activities among members. Some of these include the establishment of the Arab Financial Organization, that is, the Arab Development Bank in 1954, the establishment of an Arab Common Market in 1965, among others. E. The League has also had some success in the scientific and cultural fields. Generally, the Arab League has recorded some qualified success. It has not been able to achieve much of its objectives because of some internal conflicts and the realities of international politics. The most important is the problem created by the ideological differences. While some, like Libya, could be said to be pro-communist East, others, like Kuwait, are pro-capitalist West. In politics, the Arab League has been split between its conservative and progressive members. There has also been internal wrangling among some member states, like the conflict between Libya and Egypt in 1981. Also, in what seemed like affront to the League, Egypt was expelled from the League temporarily following the Egypt-Israel Peace Treaty. Another problem is the intrastate situation in member states, especially the African members. Some governments in these states are threatened at least as much internal disruption as by internal invasion. Example, Libya, Sudan, etc. The visit of President Sadat to Jerusalem and his unilateral peace moves towards Israel, an action that was against the position of the Arab League, further divided the League into radical and conservative camps. This further hindered the much desired unity of the Arab League. Arab League and Africa. What are the effects of Arab League on Africa? Undoubtedly, the League to some extent has contributed to the promotion of the interest of African states, especially in the area of anti-colonial struggles. In this respect, the Arab League, as already discussed, was supportive of some dependent North African states in securing their independence. Both parties enjoyed very cordial relationship. Nationalist leaders of both regions cooperated in various respects. However, a critical examination of the relationship between the Arabs and Africa will reveal that although the relationship flourished, but it deteriorated from the 1960s to the 1970s. It has been stated that one of the basic reasons for this is the fact that there is a misplaced priority of political and socio-cultural programs between African states that are members of the Arab League, such as Somalia, Mauritania, Djibouti, and North African states such as Egypt, Algiers, Libya, Tunisia, and Morocco, before it withdrew from the defunct OAU, now AU. The dual membership of these countries to the two regional organizations have affected indirectly the work of these organizations. Some of the conflicting political and socio-cultural programs between the Arab League and the AU could be itemized as follows. A. As a result of the fact that African states that are members of the Arab League are convinced that they share common sentiments and culture with the Arab world, the Arab League has prevented Arab African states from being committed to the African cause as defined in the defunct OAU Charter, now the Constitutive Act of the AU, of the Africans, especially in the area of anti-colonial struggle, the South African crisis, and other problems of Africa. In most cases, they are preoccupied with finding solutions to Arab problems. B. The membership of Arab African states has prevented them from seeing themselves as Africans. Thus, the League is one of the organizations that is impeding the development and meaningful Pan-Africanism and African personality. C. The Arab League is instrumental to the fomenting of religious crises in some African states. This always leads to division in some countries along religious lines, as in northern and southern Sudan. On the whole, the Arab League polarizes to a large extent the African states into Arab and Negro Africa, and this brings disunity and hinders the concerted efforts required to solving the African problem from emerging. Observer status. This is a privilege which international organizations give to non-members to participate in their activities. Study session summary. In this study session, you learnt that the Arab League is an association of independent Arab states. There are about 18 members of the Arab League, with 7 being founding states. The Arab League is made up of Arab African, that is, Northern African, and pure Arabs. Geographically, the Arab Africans are Africans, but culturally Arabs to some extent. We also learnt that the League was formed with the general aim of promoting the cultural, economic, military, political, and social cooperation and unity of Arab states. The League was purposely formed in opposition to colonialism and the creation of the Jewish state of Israel. The organization structure of the League resembles a tripod: a council, a permanent secretariat and committees. The Arab League has been able to support the Palestinian people, apart from championing the demand and eventual independence of some dependent member states. It has also been able to isolate Israel to some extent and recorded some achievements in economic fields. One of the most important problems facing the League is the ideological differences among members. Others are internal crises in member states and interstate conflicts. Although the Arab League has assisted in the decolonization of some African states, its existence and operation brings about a divided loyalty in the continent, thus undermining the ability of African states, indeed the AU, to achieve its objectives. End of study session 5. Thanks for listening.